That's why they should move to Israel. And that's a horrible thing. I can't believe I'm saying this.
The most powerful empire in the world doesn't hate us, God forbid. I'm comfortable here in America. I'm comfortable. It doesn't affect me. This is my country. I don't want to run away. All that valid arguments, all legitimate. My question to you is, now in hindsight, with you knowing what unfolded in Europe, is that the advice you would give my grandmother? Stay and fight, or get the heck out of there as before it's too late? Because your argument that we need to stay here strategically, again, at the risk of offending you, it's not working out too well for you. What influence do you have there? Look at the government. Look what's going on.
I think it's very, Hillel, it's very painful. I'll be honest with you. I'm in a lot of pain. This is a wake-up call for me too, Hillel. Is this where we're at? Are people actually scared of who they are? Is that what it's come down to?
I sat today in Tel Aviv in a cafe in Sarona with someone who just made aliyah, and I said to him, and I say this to people literally on a daily basis, I say, look around. Are you in a war zone or are you in paradise? Okay, yes, we're in a war. Yes, there are rockets. I'm not dismissing those things or belittling them. I get it. But Israel's paradise, and any media publication or outlet that likes to depict Israel as this war zone where rockets are raining down on, it's just false. It's dishonest. It's not the reality. The reality is Israel's paradise. We have challenges. We have regional challenges. There's no question about that. Listen to this. Shekol Hadar Be'eretz Yisrael. Anybody who lives in the land of Israel is like a person with a god. Any Jew that lives outside of Israel is like a man worshiping idols. This is the Gemara. Allow me to read you, because one of the things that I hear all the time is, if my kid goes to Israel, he's going to be less religious because here he's in Borough Park and he's secluded and whatever. I hear that. You don't think I hear that? I hear it all the time. So allow me to read to you something, because there's so many misconceptions about living in Israel. This is only one of them amongst many, but a Gemara, a Talmud that states unequivocally, and there's no debate about this and no one disagrees with this statement. This is a standalone blanket statement that I'm going to read to you from the Talmud as soon as I find it. And it basically says that it is preferable, and this is, here you go. I'm going to read it to you in Hebrew and then I'll translate. Le'olam yadur adam. A person should always live be'eretz Yisrael, in the land of Israel, afilu be'ir sheru bagoyim, even in a city that is mostly Gentile. Ve'al yadur bechutz la'aretz, and a Jew should not live outside of Israel, be'ir sheru Yisrael, even if a mostly Jewish city. Listen to this. Shekol hadar be'eretz Yisrael. Anybody who lives in the land of Israel, domeh k'mi sheyesh lo, is like a person with a god. V'kol hadar bechutz la'aretz. Any Jew that lives outside of Israel, domeh ki'ilu oved avodah zara, is like a man worshiping idols. This is the Gemara. So according to the Gemara, you should live in Israel, completely abandon your Judaism. I'm obviously going to an extreme. Cover yourself in tattoos, get piercings, shave off your head and go eat pork in Israel, than live in America or in Canada and be an observant Jew. This is the Gemara. This isn't me saying it. This is the Gemara. Okay.
So Hillel, yeah. First of all, I know that. I know that, and I've read that myself. And there's a part of me, and I want to tell you, because you said we won't be friends. There's a part of me that is very strongly aligned with what you're saying, and there's a part of me that is torn by where I live here today, what's practical for my family, and the fact that I don't want to run. I want to fight. I want to stand my ground. And I don't believe that we're there yet, where I need to run in fear. I should run to Israel, and people should move to Israel, ki ahavat Yisrael, because they love Israel. That's why they should move to Israel, not because Israel is a safe place to go to because they're running away from somewhere. I think we need to correct the problem. I'm also concerned about something else, Hillel. I'm also concerned about the need globally to have Jews living in other places outside of Israel, and that I don't think that strategically it's a great idea to concentrate all Jews in one land. God forbid. They are hunting Jews, and yet that's okay. So I get what you're saying because I believe it, but I also believe that we live in a democracy and I'm not willing to give up on that. And I think that we need to hear our voices. I think that other people need to find our voice. Go ahead.
We addressed the issue of Israel from a religious perspective, and we can talk about that till we're blue in the face because there's a lot to be said. But just so you understand that according to most rabbinical sources and authorities, an observant Jew outside of Israel is practicing. They're not fulfilling the Torah. They're practicing to get ready to come to Israel. So that's putting aside the religious perspective. It is a mitzvah. It is a commandment along with Shabbos and kosher. And I'm sorry to say it again, at the risk of, please forgive me what I'm about to say, but a Jew is not a complete Jew unless he lives in Israel. It's not me saying that. It's just a fact. What right do you not have come here to support us? So you, in your case, you sent your son. So you did an incredible amount of...
I don't want to take any credit for it, except for the fact that he, through his own tenacity, through his own belief and conviction, like you, okay, he, in every fiber of his body, believes that he has to be in Israel, he has to live in Israel. He does that on his own. And God bless him, and Hashem Yishmor to all of these kids who go to Israel and who do this, because they are the backbone, they are the fiber of our Judaism, in my opinion, and in Israel. So
I'm going to ask you again. What you're saying is, I need to stay here and fight. This is my country. I don't want to run away. And so my question to you is, I understand that people like to say, it's 2025. It's not 1945 or 1940. I get that. My question to you is a simple question. Is there any event that if that event takes place, you are going to say to yourself, I'm done. That's it.
It's a very good question. Where is the metrics? We don't have KPIs. I can tell you that that I would recommend and advise anyone listening to this show to take into account what I'm saying, and definitely take into account what Hillel is saying, and prepare yourselves. And that's a horrible thing. I can't believe I'm saying this. Honestly, I can't believe I'm saying it, Hillel. But I have personally taken the business action to liquidate as much as I could, to change my investment portfolios, my direction. I've invested in other places in the world now. I am looking to buy real estate in Israel. I am looking to build something there. It's just a matter of time. I'm hoping, please God, that happens this year. And I would recommend, and I think that all Jews are thinking about it. But I also think that our voice needs to be said. I think that we can't run. I don't want to feel like I'm running. And whether you like it or not, Hillel, we depend greatly on our allies in terms of our existence. We're surrounded by enemies.
Yeah, I'll tell you one piece of good news. There's precedent. You're not the first Jew in history to say what you're saying. In fact, in Egypt, after 210 years of slavery, when God came and performed the 10 plagues, as you may or may not know, I'm sure many of your viewers don't know, 80% of the Israelites stayed back. You know why? Because they said, we need presence in Egypt. We need diplomacy. We need to make sure that the most powerful empire in the world doesn't hate us, God forbid. And so they stayed back and they perished. And so I love you. I respect you. I can't wait to buy you a shawarma, but you are deeply, I don't want to use the word indoctrinated, but you are biased. You are deep in the lifestyle there. And I want to say this as clearly as possible. I'm a big talker. I came here when I was 15. I didn't make any sacrifices. I didn't pick up and leave and, forget a whole life that I built. So you can take what I say with a grain of salt, but I'm telling you, as someone who's looking at you from the side and hearing the things that you're saying, this is, confirmation bias, what I'm saying right now. The thought of picking up and leaving scares you, rightfully so. And so you're now finding justifications to say, no, we need to stay here for diplomacy. It's not easy to live in Israel. You can't make a living in Israel. I have nowhere to live in Israel. All of things that need to be addressed. But figure out what's the cause and what's the effect here. And to me, it seems, and I'm not talking about you personally. I hear this every hour of every day from all my friends. I can't leave, and they have the whole list of things. Some of them, by the way, I want to be very clear. Some of them are very legitimate. But what you said one thing that I think is the takeaway from this entire episode, which is make an exit plan. Make an exit plan. No one's saying to run away now. And no one's saying to run away, period. Anti-Semitism should not be the reason you come to Israel. You should come to Israel because this place is paradise. So I'm not saying to pick up today, but figure out what you need to do to get your ducks in a row so that when whatever that event is takes place, and when I say event, and I say when, not if, because it's all happened, that you're ready to get on a plane and come here. But and you sound like you are, but the people that I speak to that say, Israel, I'm comfortable here in America, I'm comfortable, it doesn't affect me, that boggles my brain.
Sometimes people come up to me and say, is it safe there? Or I say, go to Israel. I said, I just got off the plane last week from Israel. I just came in, and I came from the airport to an event in Hamilton, Ontario, spoke at the Jewish Federation. Beautiful, beautiful community over there. It was a big showing. And I said, I have a message for you, and I have to say this because I have to counter the Meruglim reference. I said, I have a message for you. Israel is open for business. It's safe. It's beautiful. It's a village. It's incredible to walk along the Tayelet and to feel the love of your community. Your family awaits you. Come to Israel. And what I get from a lot of people is real, genuine fear. I mean, this is a wake-up call for me too, Hillel, right? I'm like, is this where we're at? Are people actually scared of who they are? Is that what it's come down to? It's complicated to be a Jew. It's complicated to have a high moral standard, and being Jewish has so many different layers, and it is complicated. By the way, Hillel, I very much appreciate you debating with me a little bit, or I take no offense whatsoever. I'm only here to learn. I think you're doing incredible work out there. I watch your things. My wife is a big fan. My kids are big fans. They've got you on there, following you on different platforms. My admiration to you and my tremendous respect, kol hakavod, because what you're doing is Kiddush Hashem. You're spreading a word, and you're spreading a very positive message, and your message isn't about hate. And that's the difference between us and the death cult. Your message is about love. It's about life. It's about living. It's about light. And I've heard you speak as well, and you're a tremendous speaker. I want to finish this podcast on a really positive note, and I'd like to ask you a question. It doesn't have to be positive, but it's up to you. If you have, I like to ask people when we end our podcast, if you had one message for the world, if you had one thing that you wanted to say, if somehow this got broadcast and everyone on every big screen would see Hillel Fuld have something to say, what is it that you would say, Hillel?
We will dance again.